Here we have a problem that says to find tan of a plus b when tan of a is equal to 3 over 7 and tan of b is equal to negative 9 over square root 15. We also need to rationalize the denominator. So when we're doing a problem like this, trying to find the sum of a trig function, we'll often use a sum and difference formula. For tan, that sum and difference formula that I have on my formula sheet is tan of alpha plus beta is equal to tan of alpha plus minus tan of beta all over 1 minus plus tan alpha tan beta. And by the way, this is from a formula sheet that I like to use. I'll leave a link in the description so you have reference for that formula sheet if you would like to use it as well. Since we want to find the sum of the trig function, tan of a plus b, the plus is on top in the formula, so we're going to choose the signs on top. So that makes our formula tan of a plus b is equal to tan of a, we'll use plus on top, tan of b, over 1, and this time it's minus tan a, tan b. Okay, so from here, since we know tan of a is 3 over 7 and tan b is negative 9 over root 15, we can just plug those in directly. So that gives us 3 over 7 plus tan b is negative 9 over root 15, 115, over 1 minus tan of a is 3 over 7. Tan of b is negative 9 over root 15, 115. I keep saying that. Okay, so from here we've really done the main trig part, and we need to, seriously? Sorry, I was doing this problem before and I forgot to delete my work from before. So, apologize for that. So simplifying, we need to combine the fractions on the top and on the bottom to make a single fraction. So that means we can write this as 3 over 7 plus a negative is minus 9 over root 15, 115. And to make a common denominator, we need to multiply the denominators together essentially. So root 115 will multiply top and bottom. And on this side, we'll multiply by 7. So that's for the numerator. For the denominator, to simplify a bit, let's multiply our fractions together. So we have minus and multiply by another negative makes a plus. 3 times 9 is 27. And 7 times root 115 is 7 root 115. Okay. Continuing to simplify from here, this numerator makes 3 root 115 minus 9 times 7 is 35. And then that's all over, because I'm going ahead and subtracting the fractions while I'm at it, is the common denominator would be 7 root 115. And then that is all over, I need to delete this again. Sorry about that again. We need to combine these fractions as well, so making a common denominator would make this 7 root 115 over 7 root 115. So that would be 7 root 115 plus 27, and the common denominator would be 7 root 115. Okay, so now we've made the numerator and denominator into individual fractions. Now that we have that, we can use our algebra rule that says to flip the bottom fraction and multiply. So let's write this as 3 root 115 minus 35, over 7 root 115. And we're going to multiply that by the reciprocal of the denominator, 7 root 115 over 7 root 115 plus 27. Okay, and now we have a common factor on top and bottom. The 7 root 115 are going to cancel out, and multiplying that straight across, we get 3 root 115 minus 35 over 7 root 115 plus 27. Okay, so now we've simplified, except that we need to rationalize our denominator. So, rationalizing the denominator, we need to multiply top and bottom by the conjugate of the denominator. So that would be 7 root 115 minus 27 on top and bottom. Okay, so now distributing, 3 times 7 is 21, root 115 times root 115 is just 115, and then minus, outside is 3 times 27 would be 81 root 115, and then minus 35 times 7, grabbing my calculator, 35 times 7 is 245 root 115, and then 35 times 27, and a negative times a negative is a positive, 945. So that's distributing out the numerator. Now to distribute out the denominator, because they're conjugates, we know that the two middle terms are going to cancel. So we only have to do the first and the last. So that would be 7 times 7 is 49. Root 115, whoops, I said 49 and I wrote 45. Okay, root 115 and root 115 makes just 115. And then the inner and the outer cancel, going to the last is 27 times 27 is 729, plus times minus is minus 729. Okay, simplifying a bit more, 21 times 115 is 2,400, whoops, wrote that in the wrong order. Being like dyslexic today, it's weird. 2415 minus, we have like terms here that are root 15, so we can combine the 81 and the 245 to make negative 326 root 115, and then bring down the plus 945. Simplifying the denominator, 49 times 115, and then subtracting 729, I get that to be 4,906. Okay. We have a couple more terms we can combine on the top. 2,415 plus 945 is 3,360 minus 326 root 115 over 4,906. Okay, and we're almost done. It looks like that because every term is even, the 3,360, the 326, because that's the outside portion, and the 4,906, those are all even, so we can divide out a 2 out of each of those numbers. So that makes 1,680 minus 326 divided by 2 is 163 root 115, and then over 4,906 divided by 2 is 2,453. And now we don't have all even terms, so we can't divide out a 2 again. 2,453 is not divisible by 3, so we can't divide it by that. Is it divisible by 7? No. Is it divisible by 13? I could keep going, but I think that that's going to be fully simplified. To check for sure, you need to simplify up to the square root, checking all the numbers up to the square root of that number. So because the square root of 2,453 is 49, I technically would have to, or 49.5, I would technically have to check all the way up to that to verify for sure, but I'm just going to assume that this is fully simplified. Okay, if you find any other factors that you can divide out, actually because 115 has a factor of 23, let me check that just to see. Nope. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to assume that this is fully simplified. If you find any other factor that you can divide out of all three of these numbers, then leave me a comment down below. But otherwise, I hope this video was helpful for you. Please leave me a like and comment if you have any questions or if you have any other problems you'd like to see a similar homework help video on. Thanks for watching.